We are going to be exploring tonight again. It's been awesome. Like I said, we have learned so many things in this leadership journey. And I can tell you, any successful man out there who truly succeeded will tell you that leadership, success is a journey. And is a place you never arrive, you keep going. And tonight we are going to look at that again. So tonight I'm going to be taking us on a short training, and after that training, we'll ask one or two questions, then we'll call it a day. And tonight I've captioned my training tonight as understanding success journey. Understanding success journey. So like I said earlier, we must understand that success is a journey, and it's a journey that all of us must undertake. As long as you're on this parts of the earth, you are working on something, and you are doing something of noble, then you must understand that success is a journey. So we are going to be looking at success tonight, success in every area of our life. But I also want you especially to, everything I'm going to speak tonight, connect it with your business, which is a network marketing business, which we are building right now. It's important you begin to mirror it side by side so that you don't feel it's out of context for what we are doing right now. But most importantly, it's about you. Remember, success is you. I told someone last week, I said, see, whether you like it or not, success is not about any other person there, it's about you. It's not a person who's accepting to follow in your business. It's not about anyone. It's about you. You are the only one that can walk out of your success. If anybody walks out of your success, it's not as important as when you walk out by yourself. So it's important you know that success is about you. It's not about any other person. So tonight we're going to be looking at success, and first thing tonight is we'll look at definition of success. And I love, I've checked out various definitions of success, but I love this because if you look at it at the end of the day, this one captures it more. And this one says, success is the achievement of something that you set out to do. So from a dictionary, success is the achievement of something that you set out to do. Now, one thing about the definition of success is it captures something and it does not capture some other things. And that is why success has so many colors. And I'm going to tell you the reason why there are so many colors to success, because of some in between the lines that the definition does not really capture. Now, if you look at the definition, you can see that it captures achievement. Achievement is the end goal. The end goal. It captures that. And it captures something again, something you set out to do. So it simply means there's a beginning, there's an end in mind. Success captures that. But something that success does not capture, which is most powerful, is the middle. Is the journey between the beginning and the end. You will see that it's not defined. It's not there. And that is why success has so many colors. Where does the color come? The color comes from what happens in between. And that's why success to this person, the way this person would define success is not the way this person would define success. So many things comes in. So many things. So, well, tonight we are not going to look at all those things. But as we begin to look at some of the ingredients of success, then you begin to see that when you are going to define success at the end of the day, it's going to have your own color. Because that success, you are the author, you author that success to where it is. So we are going to look at that tonight. We are going to look at basically ingredients of success. But I have a big question for you tonight. And what is that question? And this is the question. How ready are you for success? How ready? If I ask anybody now already, oh, I'm ready. But the truth is, The mere fact you said you are ready for success does not really tell me that you're really, really ready. But there are factors that will begin to set in, and it's actually those factors that will begin to tell us how ready you are for success. Many of us are in this business today because we have this mindset that, wow, we want to make money, we want to, become a better person, we want to travel around the world. Now, everybody came into this business with one thing or the other in mind. But tonight, I want to ask you, are you really, really ready for that thing, that end you have in your mind? But that end you have in your mind would demand something on the immediate of you. And if you're not ready to give it that, then there'll be a problem. And those are the things we're going to be looking at tonight. I believe by the end of this short training tonight, some of us are going to go back to redefine what success really to us. And it's going to make a whole lot of difference. So, like I said, success is a journey. And let's start tonight. So we're going to look at a few ingredients of success, which I've, looked at, and I feel that we can learn a great deal out of these few things. And number one ingredient of success is what I call vision. There must be a vision. Now, the good book says, where there's no vision, the people perish. The vision shows you, this is why I am here. And of course, oftentimes we talk about your why in network marketing. We talk about your why in network marketing. A lot of people have not been able to define their why, and their why is your vision. If I look at your vision, I can see your why. If I cannot see your why, then that vision is not clear. Yesterday, I was speaking with one of my niece, and she had finished university. She's working right now, and she said she would have proceeded for master's, but just that she feels nobody's ready to support her financially, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I asked her the first, what course do you want to read? She began to talk about this course, this course, this course. She mentioned about 3. Now, I told her something. I said, see, you are not yet clear for what you want. I said, the day you have clarity of what you want, the how will show up. When your why is strong enough, when your vision is strong enough that is piercing your eyes, the why, the how will show up. The how will show up. So I told her, imagine I ask you, okay, imagine you call me and you say you're going for, that you want to go for a master's, and for example, you want to go and do public health. Okay, and I ask you why public health, and you give me some statistics about public health and where the new normal is going, where the world is going right now. And I will do this for 1.5 years, and this is what it's going to cost me. And after that, there's opportunity that exists for those who did public health in this sector. And I believe that once I'm through, I'm making connections already for all of that. I say, imagine this is what you tell me. Right there and there, I can tell you my how to buy into it, because you've not just given me what you want, I've just seen your strong reason, your strong vision, why you want to go for public health. Then the resources attached to that will show up. So that I told her, so you need to go back to redefine, to get your why, so that your house will show up. So tonight, I want you to start with your vision. What is your vision for success? What do you want? What is the vision for your family? What's the vision as a person? What's the vision for your community? What do you want to achieve? Like someone say, if you don't know where you're going, everywhere will look like it. Everywhere will look like it. So you must have the vision for your success. Capture it, and let it be clear as crystal. Let me tell you, in the journey of success, strategy, we say, write your vision on the wall, but write your strategy in the sand. Why? Strategy can change. And that's why you need to put it in sand, where it's not solid, where you won't be able to change it. But what must not change is that vision, that your why must be very strong. That's why you need to write it on the wall. So what is your vision for life? What is your vision for life? One of my mentors, I was listening to him the other day, and he said something powerful. He said he started his company at the age of 25. They were three, they formed that company. And at 53, he said he asked himself, what do I want to do with, at 50, he said he began to look at what do I need to do with the next 20 years of my life. He said the next 20 years of my life, I'm going to be 70. And he said he told himself it's time to step out of corporate setting and to step into political setting. And he said his reason is this, that the next level of impact you want to make, you will need political will to do it. And that's why he stepped out of that massive organization he has built. Of course, the organization is still going on, so he's no longer involved in day-to-day activity. Now, this guy, he went to contest for a particular position in this country. He didn't win, but you know what? His mind is made up. He's beginning to, work on the contact and connections for the next election. And currently, he said because he cannot just sit down until the next 4 years, he went to get himself a master's degree course in Oxford University in the UK, where he's studying, I think, about transformation. This guy had defined his success for the next 20 years, and he has embarked on it. So the vision is key. Once the vision, in fact, one of the things, how did he, because nobody believed he could, come into the political scene, but he came in and we saw that he pulled string. Why? His why was strong and the how began to show up. So what is your vision why you're in this business? What's your vision why you want to become successful? It must be very, very clear. It's important. So if you don't have a vision, please, it's important to go and get it. For me, I have a vision that one day my children will go to Ivy League University. And paying for university in Nigeria here is a tall order, not to talk about exchanging your naira for dollar. So you can understand what that means. So if you are going to take your children to the Ivy League, so you are going to pay from naira to dollar. So what does that tell you? You need to begin to think how you begin to make investment in dollars. It's important. So it's one of the things that consume my mind. I'm thinking, how do I begin to create a system that can get me make investments in USD so that when the time comes, the investment can be paying. Last week, Sunday, I was in a Zoom meeting with someone for 2 hours who, has bought a lot of shares in Google, in Apple, in this, and I was asking, how did you get there? And he began to show me some things. Why? Because I need to create that system that will fund that for the future. Remember, our naira depreciating. We don't know how far it's going to get to, and that is the biggest undoing of any parents who have children schooling abroad. So it's important. So it's one of my why that I've often said to our team member that we're going to do real estate in US and all that. I have a reason for that because I know that our naira cannot stand side by side with all this foreign currency as time goes on. As a matter of fact, I was overhearing the other day that I'm saying that it's going to be moving to New York because naira is losing value. So you need to define your why. You need to have your vision for success. Number 2, your work ethic for success is very important. Your work ethic for success is very important. Success will demand equivalent work ethic to the vision you want to accomplish. Hear me again. Success will demand equivalent work ethic to the vision you want to accomplish. Now, somebody say, choose your fight. Once you choose your fight, you must know that you need to fight. You must know that you need to fight. What is the work ethic that is demanded of the vision you have crafted for yourself? Now, your work ethic will make you to walk away from friends. You need to understand that. Your work ethic will make you, get you to the point that people will leave you. They'll feel you are so ambitious. But what they don't know is, if you don't put the equivalent work ethic to the vision you have created, it's just a mere dream. You're not going to get there. So that's why it's so important, the work ethic, you define it early. Very, very important. You define your work ethic very, very early. What will this success demand of me? You need to define it. Sometimes it might deny you of your availability to your family for a while. You must define it. Sometimes it will deny you unavailability to your loved ones because you need to put what it takes at that time to get there. You don't pick your fight and go and relax at home. No, you pick your fight and begin to fight. So your work ethic is important. Now, when we look at network marketing, like I've always said, it's not net sitting, it's not net playing, it's network. It's network. You must put in the work. Today, people want to be the top earner. People want to, they come in today. Somebody came in the other day to the office. He said, how can I start earning 3 million? And I look at him. I said, what he said is good, but is that a strong why? What is your strong why? I said you were going to earn it, but what's your strong why? Because if I don't see your strong why, it will be a mere wish. In fact, it will be a waste of time me talking with you. So because there's a work ethic behind every successful vision that is achieved. There's a work ethic behind it. It's important. You can't pick a fight of 1 billion and put a work ethic of 1 million naira. You won't get there. It's not done anywhere. It's not done anywhere. So you must understand what it takes. You must understand what the vision you have created for yourself will demand of you. Very, very important. Look at the third one. Third one is managing yourself for success. It's important. Remember I said earlier, success is about you. It's not about any other person. That's why success is internal. It's within. A wise man says, if you say you can, you can. If you say you cannot, then you cannot. So each of the can is true, but choose your can. What does that mean? It means that it has nothing to do with the external force. It has everything to do with the internal force. And that internal force is within you. And that is why you are the most important factor in your success journey. Remember, we said network marketing, the hardest person to recruit is you. A guy came to the office the other day and we are just talking and he said, tell me how you talk to people. I said, no, it's not about tell you how I talk to people. The question is, are you ready to talk to people? Once you are ready, the how will show up for you. You might not talk to people how I talk to them, but your own way will show up when you have decided within yourself that you are going to talk to people. And that is why the way you are going to talk to people won't be the same way I will talk to people. But the underlying factor, you must get to that point within yourself that I want to talk to people. I want to do this thing. Then the how will show up for you. So you're a very important factor in managing success. Now, there are a few things you need to know about yourself. So in managing yourself, you must understand your emotions. Very, very important. Very, very important. I see a lot of people in the journey of success and they never tame their emotion. They are too emotional to achieve success. They are too emotional. They've not been able to handle their emotion. At the slightest of anything, they lose their emotions. And I keep wondering, how do you achieve success with this level of vulnerability in your emotions? You have not been able to tame it. And what are those things that your emotion produces? Your emotion produces anger. You see greed, you see pride. How have you been able to tame your anger level? Naturally, we all have it. But you know what? Those who manage it better gain success. For me, one of the people I fear most are people that get angry easily. Why? Because whatever they build, they can destroy it in 1 minute. They can destroy it in 1 minute. I need you to ask yourself, have you been able to manage your anger level at your emotion level? How tamed is your anger? Even the good book told us, it said, be angry and sin not. So there's a caution. If you don't get angry, for me, you're not a human. You must get angry, but you must sin not. So it means that there must be a limit to your anger. You must understand how to manage your anger. You must understand how to manage your pride. I was speaking with one of the IBOs the other day, I think it's on this call tonight, and we are just discussing about how pride goes before fall. A lot of people are losing it because they are so proud. And I told him something very powerful. I said, see, one of the things I've noticed in the journey of success, the proud people are the most weak people. The reason is this: they feed on humility. That's why when you see a very humble person beside a proud person, that humble person is always in a bit of a level of control of that proud person. Because all proud person wants you to do for him just to humble yourself for him. Just do, oh, I hear you, I'm here with you. As if, what we call eye service today. The question is, have you been able to tame your pride? Because if you don't, I'm telling you, you have missed it in the place of managing yourself for success. Pride would destroy you. Pride is a destroyer. And that's why I'm careful with people who are so proud, because I know they are not going anywhere. It's just a matter of time. Then greed. These are the things you must tame in the journey of success. A lot of people have lost their life because of greed in their journey of success. They became so greedy and they couldn't let go, and that was their end. So many people, we have seen this happen in business deals and different areas of life, that people who did not tame their greed, they lost it at the end of the day. How have you been able to manage your greed? In the journey of success, all these things will show up. Your anger, how you have managed your anger, how you have managed your pride, how you have managed your greed. Very important. That's your emotional level. Then how you've been able to manage your appetites. Very, very important. These are the things that destroy men. Many of us must have heard people who it was at the place of eating or drinking, what they love most, almost eating, that's where they get poisoned. In the journey of success, you must understand when to tame your appetite. It's not everything your body wants that you give it. No. And you see, that's why you see men and women, sometimes they get in the self-scandal. It's about appetite. How have you been able to tame it? There are men, they don't see anything on skirts. Once they see it, they are gone. They've not been able to tame it. And you see, so a lot of powerful men who have gone down as a result of not taming their sexual appetite. Now, some is appetite for food. They like food. Their food, they don't play with it. I don't know if you have been in an event before where food is served and you just see food we are not served to some people, and you see how some people react. And you begin to ask, can these people buy this food in their home and eat? The way they react, because they've not been able to tame it. So how have you dealt with your appetite for food? Appetite for material acquisition, and I say appetite for sex. It's important. See, in this journey of success, these things are going to come your way. These things are going to come your way. Your ability to manage them tells so much how you are going to arrive, how you are going to get to your goal you set at the beginning. And it happens in network marketing. Network marketing, your anger level, and like I said, if you're a person that always loses in the place of anger, you can't put people together. It will be very, very difficult for people to work with you. If you're someone that is so greedy, it will be very, very difficult for people to work with you. If you're someone that have not tamed if you're so proud, of course, you know what happens to a proud person. If you have not been able to tame your appetite for food, for all these things, you see that it's going to land you where you never wanted. So managing yourself as in the success equation, very, very important. So I want you to, as I'm speaking tonight, I'm speaking to myself. I'm also speaking, as I'm speaking to myself, I'm also asking questions. What have I not been able to tame is important in managing myself for the success I want. Number 4 is managing people for success. Now, this is so important to us because we are in people's business. The truth is, everybody is actually in people's business. Everyone. If there's any business has to do with two things, either product or service. So it has to do with people, though some people are more exposed to people than others. But for us in network marketing, it's about managing people for success. It's about connecting economy, like we said the other time. It's about people. Now, you need to understand that, I love this. You need to understand this. There won't be any success without people, places, which I call environments or things. That sounds like defining now. I come again. There won't be any success without people, places, or things. You must learn how to work with people, personality, which has to do with their, there are different personalities. Some of us have, studied different, what we call it now, personality traits. We have 4 major ones, which we call choleric, the sanguines, the phleg, the what's it called now? The phleg, the melancholies. Now, many of us don't even know our personality. It's important. You can't manage, you can't relate better with people without knowing your personality. It's important. It was when some years back I did a certification from it's a UK certification called SFE, NCFE, life coach, and that's where we learned this thing. And one of the things we are taught is everyone have a domineering personality. Everyone. However, people have the other ones in a little quantity, but there's always this domineering one. And the major assignment is which one is your domineering one? Go and check it. Then when you understand it, then you begin to, what's the strength of your domineering personality? What is the weaknesses? Now, when you understand them, then it helps you to know how to cohabit with each personality, with their strengths and their weaknesses. Time will not permit me to go into that tonight, but I want to say that the level you have understood people's personality helps you to manage them to get into your success. You don't get into success in isolation, especially in a network marketing business. You are going to have different persons. Imagine someone who's building an organization that have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people. These people, some of them are going to be relating with you directly. How will you be able to manage them if you don't understand their personality? When those who are sanguine, who are always there, you try to compare them with those who are always within themselves, the introverts. I mean, comparing the extrovert now with the introvert, it won't work. So you need to understand the personalities of people in your team, and that helps you to relate with them better. There are those that have very strong personality. When you understand them, you go and study their strengths and their weakness, relate with them on their strengths. You see, you're going to get the best out of them. You're going to get the best out of them. If you understand the personality of the melancholies are the organizers. If God give you those kind of people in your team, there are people that help you to organize your team better. Your strength should be in like the strength of a choir master who synchronizes all different voices, the treble, the tenor, and make a sound out of them. Your ability to synchronize the strength of a sanguine, of a choleric, of a melancholy, and a phlegmatic, and build a massive team, the better for you. Very, very important, you understand people. You can't achieve success alone. You must understand them, and when you understand them, you will know how you relate with them. You know the things you don't say to them. I have friends who are choleric. Cholerics are the military type. They are the strong-willed people. You don't go to them feeling you want to suppress them. If you try to do that, you lose them. There's a way you manage them. And once you manage them that way, you get the best out of them. I believe one of these days we are going to, take a training on personality strengths and weaknesses, and so that we can understand it better. But tonight I won't go so deep into that. I'm so interested in managing people for success, because one of the greatest blessings that God has given to man is man. And is one of the bishops that said it. Said the greatest blessing God gave him are people. And the worst thing has encountered on this earth is also people. So people are the blessing, they're also the curse. Now, how do you manage them? Because you can't do without them. There's no organization without people. The only way you deal with them is to understand their personalities, understand how to relate with them better. Very, very important. Okay, you must understand their strengths and weakness. I've talked about that. It's important. Now, success demands human collaborations. It's very important. You can't achieve anything worthwhile without collaboration. I was speaking with someone today, and one of the things we are discussing, I said, see, the days that people founded a company alone and worked alone and built a company alone, those days are gone. The day you hear Oni and Sons, the day you hear Okoli and Sons, Nigeria Limited, the business names are now changing, and now begin to hear co-founders. Some co-founders are 2, some are 3. The example I gave you earlier the other time about one of my mentors who went into politics, there were 3 co-founders. Why? Because people are beginning to understand that I don't know it alone. I need the strength of other people in the area that I'm weak to create an organization. And that's why I call it organization, organisms. Organization, people coming together with different ideas and skills and putting things together to make it work. Your collaborations with your team members will make you to go far. Very, very important. In network marketing, it's about collaboration. It's about connecting with people and building something worthwhile with them. However, you must understand them very well. You must learn how to, you must learn how to understand them very well. So the next thing I'll talk about tonight is managing change for success. Managing change for success. I love this. Whether you like it or not, in the journey of success, change is going to happen. Change is going to happen. Somebody said, as you give your best to what you do, life will happen. Life will happen. Change will happen. It's inevitable, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. So you must learn how to survive in the success journey environment. It's very, very important. You must learn how to survive in the success journey environment. Whether you like it or not, change will happen. Change will happen in anything you do. So I try to break something down here. You must learn how to survive in the success journey environment. Now, there are two environments I try to list out here. The first one, somebody actually wrote a book on that. We have the blue ocean and we have the red ocean. Now, the changes that will come will not knock door most times. And when these changes happen, if you don't change, change will change you, no matter who you are. I want to give you an example. Whatever you know as at February 2020 died, whatever Harvard have taught, whatever Yale have taught, whatever the Ivy League universities have taught, died February this year. COVID became the biggest disruption. We have always thought that the biggest disruption is actually technology. Even technology was disrupted by COVID. And now, I don't know where we classify COVID. Is it technology or whatever? You know, when the case of COVID started, there was a 5G case, there was a coronavirus case, but over time we see that the case of 5G have been laid to rest. Is now COVID-19. Now, whether we like it or not, COVID-19 brought the biggest change our generation have not experienced in life before. So whether you want to change or not, COVID, one of the changes that COVID brought is that our mode of dressing have changed. And the interesting thing is a global change. Our mode of, no matter how good your suit is, you must wear a face mask. That's interesting. And like I keep telling someone, I said, well, the world is changing. We don't know what will happen again. Probably the mode of dressing will upgrade again and change. Maybe we'll be wearing gloves. So it means that our fashion line, anybody that thought they have finished defining fashion is joking. It has not finished. Because we don't know what will happen again, that maybe everyone will be forced to be wearing gloves. Compulsorily, just like the way we are wearing face masks now. So what are we saying? Whether you like it or not, change will come. Change will come in life, it will come in your business, it will come in your family. But how do you manage these changes that will happen in your business environment, in the vision you have set for yourself? So change, managing change. Now, change is constant in the journey of success. Either the one you created or the ones created for you by circumstances, environment, or situational. I come again. Changes will happen, either the one you created for yourself, which is most important, that you create change for yourself, set up yourself for change, or change will happen as a result of circumstance, or environmental, or situational. There's no way you can avoid change. There's no way you can avoid change. So you need to develop the capacity to manage change as it comes your way. Now, the good thing to set up yourself for change is you manage it positively. But when you don't set up yourself for change, change can change you negatively. And that's why it's important. Today, a lot of people are disrupted by change out of business. A lot of people are disrupted. And that's what we say, it's either you are the disruption or you are disrupted. It's either you are the disruption or you are disrupted. You know, some of the leaders in this call tonight know when we came into Pure, you know, some of the, you know, ideas we have about network marketing, about the growth, when we came into Pure, like Mr. Mike we said, we always say the playbook changed. But you know what? We are still looking at, can we embrace this change? Can we embrace this change? And some people embrace the change. And we see what was happening. And the truth be told, we need to begin to study the change. And we also begin to discover indeed the playbook has changed. And we also begin to embrace the change. So it's important you begin to study the change that is happening around your environment. If you're a parent, our parents cannot use the same playbook the way they parented us to the way we are parenting our children right now. The playbook has changed. So you must learn how to manage change. So it happens everywhere. It happens in network marketing, happens in family, happens in business, it happens in career, it happens everywhere. And let me tell you, one of the things that changes does for men, there's what we call midlife crisis. Change happens. It could be in a career line and the person loses a job because of a change that happened. And the person is not able to manage that change at that point in time. A change can change you out of where you earn 500,000. That is not the end of life. It's actually possible. It's time for you to look, instead of being idle, you can even go on volunteer. It could be what the change is bringing your way. And in that volunteer line, that's where you're going to get the next thing to do for your life. But the thing is, you must expect change. And the truth is, if you're not seeing change, be afraid. Why is change not coming? Why is change not happening here? You must be asking those questions. So you must manage change as it comes your way. Today, the best of people are those who are able to navigate through their change, the change that happens within the time, within the time frame. 2 days ago, is it British airline or one of these airline in the US? They have to come into a negotiation of 20% pay cut. It was a difficult one, but that was what the change was saying. So the workers need to accept. If not, they will downsize. Now, downsizing would also help them. So everybody needs to negotiate. Okay, our salary will go down, but we need to still retain you people. So you need to learn how to manage it if it comes your way. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about tonight is managing failure, adversity, and the success of journey. Very, very key. A lot of people are good in every other thing, but when they get to this point, they blow it. Managing failure / adversity in this success journey, whether we like it or not. One of the major instruments of success is failure. Please, I need you to hear me well. One of the major instruments of success is failure. Failure, as it is, brings you to a new environment. That's what it reveals. Failure reveals a new environment. And what happens when that environment is revealed? Two things will happen. It's either you earn or you learn. So failure in itself is not wrong. It's just an instrument. You must understand it. And that is why, we always tell students in school that you went to check your result when it was pasted and you saw 0. What failed was the exam. You did not fail. Because I've seen students who wrote an exam and they failed, and they wrote that same exam again and they passed. So what is the factor that led to the failure? What is the factor that led to the success? The same person, failure and success. What happens is the situation that failed, not you. So you must understand that failure is actually a new environment. What he's saying to you, oh, Mike, you don't know that this environment exists. So I'm telling you now that this environment exists. Learn how to navigate it. That's what failure is saying. Now, a lot of people became afraid of failure and they never attempted anything anymore. I remember I had a story of a lady who went to check her result in the university, and they saw this is a lady who have always done 70%, 70%, 70%. And if you're 70% or 100% student, 40 does not come near you. If you see anything 40, you almost die. So this lady saw one of the results and they saw 39. And she assumed she has failed. And she carried that mentality for a very long time. However, this is a lady who have always had 70%. What happened? She didn't fail. The circumstances behind that exam, or her mood or whatever, was not in a favorable condition to pass well. It could also be the lecturer. It could be anything. But she assumed she's the one that failed. No, never assume in the journey of success that you failed. That situation failed. That environment failed. I did not fail. So I have the ability to overcome success. So what has happened? Oh, failure just exposed me to a new environment. Innocent, oh, you don't know that I'm here. Oh, now I know that you are here. I know how to navigate it. So I need you to know failure is simply a new environment that you either earn from or you learn from. Now, another thing that this managing failure and adversity expose you to is this. Okay, like I said, anytime failure shows up, it's either you learn or you earn. Basically, expose you to new environment. You must possess a strong deal of okay, talking about adversity now. I love this. We some of us are students of psychology, we've learned about IQ, EQ, and all the Q, all the three Qs: the IQ, the EQ, and is it the AQ? No, the IQ, the EQ. Then recently we begin to talk about the AQ, which is the adversity quotient. We know about IQ, intelligent quotient. We know about EQ, emotional quotient, which today we call about emotional intelligence. And a new one has been added, which is called adversity quotient. And psychologists have said, they indicate that life success depends on 20% IQ, intelligent quotient, then 80% of EQ and AQ. And I'll break it down. Some of us, when we're in school, we know students that are very, very brilliant. They are very brilliant, you know, in the academics work. But we discovered that after graduation, when everybody got into the marketplace, we discovered that it's not the best, it's not the first class that succeeds the most in the marketplace. And people began to study what is the distinguishing factor that seeing someone who made a third class or a pass, when it comes to the real life, succeeded more than the person who made the first class in school. What is the distinguishing factor? And that's when they began to do this study and begin to check the level of IQ, the level of EQ, and the level of AQ. Now, AQ just came into the, used to be IQ and EQ. Now, you need to understand that your EQ, which is the emotional quotient or emotional intelligence and adversity quotient, is the ability to perceive, assess, and manage emotions of self and others to rise above disruptive situation. Your adversity quotient is very important in the journey of success. It's very important in the journey of success. You can be intelligent. They are saying intelligent is not enough. We have seen intelligent people that earn little. So it's not about intelligence. But what is most important thing is your emotional intelligence and your adversity quotient, that you are able to synchronize these two together, that there's no situation that comes over you that you will not overcome, because you understand what this two, the EQ and AQ means. Adversity is something that have happened to you beyond your widest imagination. Somebody have disappointed you. Somebody you trusted failed you, and you feel like it's over. No. Your ability to overcome that takes a lot of emotion. That's why your adversity quotient comes out from. And that's why you see those who are able to engage the adversity quotient, they come out stronger and better in life. Now, let me tell you, in network marketing business, some people are going to leave your team. You need to understand that. It's going to happen. When we started Pure, you know, I was assembling my team on a particular leg. I have this about 20 of them. They are more women. Because I met a lady that I spoke to who joined. But you know, something happened just 2 months into the business. They discovered that I was a placement under someone they know. And that person, they vowed not to work with him. So they called me. They said, Innocent, are you under this person? And you know, because I didn't place myself under that person. You know, when you are registering in binary network, you don't decide where you are placed. It's the upline that places you, especially when you send your details to the person to register you. So it's just like sometimes you don't decide where you are born. You just see you are born, you know. So I was placed under that person. I didn't know my upline because, you know, once your two legs have been taken, any other person cannot be, even though you are the sponsor, you fall under someone. And that person you fall to is not the person's fault. So this lady, he said no, that Innocent, that person was doing seminar, that person I fell under, and the person made a reference that for Innocent to be my spillover, this game is over for him. That you know that leg is not going to do anything on it again. And somebody in that meeting overheard it and called this lady and told her. Immediately the lady heard it, she called me, Innocent. I said, well, if I'm a placement under her, I didn't engineer under him, I didn't engineer it. And he said no, that they don't want that person to taste their 1 naira. That they vowed because of what he did to them in their former network company. I said, what do you want to do? He said, well, he said they have to leave my team. Man, it was a hard one for me, about 20 of them. He said they have to leave my team. Lo and behold, they left. For me, that was an adversity. You know what? When you feel that this leg is secured, I've gotten these people, they're here, and they left my team. That was a big setback for me, but I never allowed it to stop me in Pure. Today, I don't even feel whether, the interesting thing, they're not even doing the business again. But I could have, because of them, walk away from Pure. Because we know when you say, wow, my best hand have left. So I don't think I can do anything anymore. It's a lie. I keep telling everyone in my team, the only person that can leave your team and you give up is God. Anybody can walk away. As long as God did not walk away, I'm telling you, you will succeed. As long as God and you did not walk away. Those are the only two people that will walk away, and I'll tell you that is the end. But that somebody, one powerful networker walked away. See, there are still many more powerful people that are coming. As a matter of fact, in the new normal, there's no powerful networker. It's only innovative networkers. Innovative networkers. There's no powerful networker anywhere. Haven't you, are you surprised that the people you call powerful networker, when they come into your network, nothing is really happening, as it were, because the playbook has changed. It's not about what happened 15 years ago, what happened 20 years ago. The playbook has changed. So anybody can walk away. But as long as you didn't walk away, I can tell you, you're still going to have success. So what happened to me, I was able to overcome that. Today, I'm a diamond. I've done diamond more than 4 times. And those people are not even anywhere to be found in this business, but I could have walked away. I also remember when I was in my former company, I remember I was sharing flyer one day, you know, as I was sharing flyer, I've told that story severally, and the young man was driving and a path, as I was to give him flyer, it was in front of an estate. I dressed very well, wear white shirt with the crest of that, the logo of that company, and I did a white banner. I was just sharing flyer, and the guy saw me, and he said, what are you doing here? And what happened? This guy, we did our professional certification together in VI. Of course, then everybody flexes, everybody dresses and all that. At the end of the day, there's no money in the pocket. So after the course, of course, I left to look for what to do. So I got into network marketing. That was how I got into network marketing. And this guy was also driving. He was so disappointed seeing me sharing flyer. And is this what you do? And I said, yes. He was so disappointed. He didn't even encourage, and he left. And when he left, after I finished sharing that flyer, there was a kiosk there. I went to buy Coke and Gala. That's what I could afford then. I drank it. I realized I enjoyed myself. I overcame that. And 1 year later, I qualified for a brand new car in that company. And I drove that car with the nylon. I went to KFC just to buy chicken. And I packed it. The guy also was there. I was going in, he was coming out. As I was pressing my automatic key to put up the car, he discovered that I was the one that parked that car. And he called me back. He said, no, what's going on? Is that your car? I said, yes. So, wow, that's good. Because that car just came out there in 2012. Better than the one he was driving. And he said, what do you do now? And I said, what you saw me doing the other day, see what I'm doing. He said, come and tell me more about this thing. He followed me upstairs. And that was when he began to tell me, do you know that my mother is also involved in network marketing? And I laughed. His opinion on that day would have become my reality, but I refused. I was able to overcome it. What am I trying to tell you tonight? Your adversity quotient will make you go far in life. Your intelligent quotient will make you talk intelligently, do things. But when the issues of life comes your way, it's actually your adversity quotient that will lead you out of it. And it's going to happen. It happens in family. Some people, their husband walk away from them. Some people, their wife walk away from them. Some people, their children walk away from them. But see, that fortitude to overcome it is what we call adversity quotient. So you must switch on in the journey of your success. So it's your ability to overcome your emotions. With your emotions in any situation you find yourself. And lastly, I'm going to share this with us, the law of time perspective in building success. Longer the time, the law of time perspective. The law of time perspective says something. Most successful people are those who take the longest time period with consideration when embarking on any adventure. Law of time perspective is for people who consider the longest time period with any project or whatever they are embarking on. Now, I need to stress this. Some people get into network marketing the first day. They want to become like the top earner. It will never happen. See, it's important. A lot of people never get to success because of this law. It's key. They never get to success because of this law. Why? They want what we call Indomie noodles results. Now. It will not happen. No matter how you're intelligent as a student, as a secondary school graduate, and you go to university, they will never take you to 500 level of that course you want to study. No. You will start from first semester 100 level. No matter how intelligent you are. Why? Because there's a law of time perspective that the longer time, the more time, 5 years you spend in this school, you won't just pass through the school would have also passed through you. It's important. So that your experience becomes so important at the end of that journey. Very key. The law of time perspective. Now, I've been in network marketing for 9 years. Some people tell they've been in network marketing for 25 years. Now, you can't compare my 9 years to somebody who just come in for the first time in 1 month. We can never be at the same page, because if I had gone to military school in 9 years, probably I would become a colonel. So you need to measure it. So I'm measuring my rank now. I put in 5 years. If it's university, I went to put in 9 years. Probably now I would have been, graduating from as in going into the midway of my PhD. So there's no way I won't play this game better, because I've gone through a process of 9 years. The law of time perspective. And that's what we tell people: when you come into this business, have a 5-year plan. Don't say, if it doesn't happen in 6 months, I'm out. There's nothing of what that will happen in 6 months. It's kalu. It's gamble. And let me tell you, when that thing comes, it will soon leave you, because you have never grown the capacity or process to handle it. You have never grown the capacity or process to handle it. So every success requires the law of time perspective. The longer the time, the better the planning. So you sit down and say to yourself, in 2 years of my journey with Pure, I must overcome 100,000 naira monthly as a challenge. That I must never think 100,000 naira is a problem for me anymore after my 2 years in Pure. It's a decision you need to make. Now, some of you will say 1 million, but I just take it from 100,000. That 100,000 a month will not be a challenge for you. So after your 2 years, anywhere you see a problem of 100,000 show up, you will laugh, because you know all you need to conquer that thing is 1 month. That in 1 month, I will pay it. It won't be a challenge. You need to set that time. For some of us, it will be 500,000. But in my 3rd year in Pure, 500,000 must not be something that will give me sleepless night anymore in my life. You make that decision that it must never happen. You plan it from your day one. So when you conquer 50,000, you mark it. When you conquer 80,000, you mark it as residual income. That's what I mean. Now, at this point is when you don't need to do anything to earn that money, because you have been able to build a system that consistently guarantee you 100,000 naira on a monthly basis, whether you are sleeping or you are playing. So for some of us, it will be 5 years. That in 5 years' time, forever in my life, to solve a problem of ₦500,000 will never be an issue for me forever. It's a decision you need to make, having that law of time perspective. And one of the things that law of time perspective help you to do, apart from helping you to plan better, it helps you to go through the patient season. Because just like the law of the bamboo tree, the season of planting and the season of growing, you must understand that. So it helps you to imbibe patience. Even the good book says, it says, imitate those who through faith and patience obtain the promise. There's no way you won't encounter the journey of patience in building success. Very, very important. And I close with what Donald Trump said in Midas Touch. And he said something. He said, I know why many people became poor and I am rich. And he said something powerful. He said he pursued a business for 17 years. He said everybody told him to give up, that Trump is not going to work. Trump is not going to work. But he stayed on that lane until it was at the 17th year that business clicked. And when that business clicked, he said he became a billionaire. He said he now understands why many people are poor and only few people are rich. He said, how many people can be consistent in pursuing one thing for 17 years and still be there until they get through? Only few people imbibe the law of time perspective and patience. I want to challenge you tonight. I got into an investment about 7 years ago, about 8 years ago now, when I was told about that opportunity. What they told me that is going to happen in 1 month. We embarked on that journey. I was still counting. This is the 8th year. It has not happened. But you know what? We never give up. We are still pursuing it like it's still fresh as today. Why? Because I saw what Donald Trump said, that many people became poor because they cannot consistently pursue a goal they believed in for 17 years. For me, this is the 8th year. It's not yet 17 years like Donald Trump said. I can tell you it won't be 17 years, but it's going to happen. But what he said gave me strength, because I knew that the longer the time, the better the planning, and the stronger the person becomes in the process. And you know what has happened to me in that process? I've become stronger. I've learned better. Now, when that thing happened, that is not when it happened. It has happened in the process already. So I'll be at a better space, at a better chance to speak to people in the future who are pursuing things for 2 years and they're giving up. I'll tell them, see, sir, we did this one for 8 years. We did this one for 10 years. We did this one for 7 years. So the longer the time, the better the planning, then the journey becomes smooth. So I believe that with this tonight, with these success ingredients, I believe nothing has the capacity to stop you anymore. Nothing. Because your vision is going to be strong. You're going to craft a very good vision for yourself. You're going to put in the right word. When people say, your own don't plan, your own done too much, you tell them it's not too much. Why you think it's too much? Because of where I'm going. See, let me tell you, your speed is determined. The speed you run is determined by the distance you want to cover. So some people, their distance is 50,000 naira a month in the next 5 years. Your speed will not be the same with the person who is goal in the next 5 years is 100 million naira. It will never be the same. So you can't put in the same work ethic. So please don't feel bad when people are not saying sorry to you. No, where you are going, demand that you put that work ethic. And you need to understand that you are the most important factor in your success. Not the success itself, not anybody anywhere. I am. If it ought to be, it's up to me. Somebody can walk away from me. As long as I does not walk away from me, then success is guaranteed. It's only a matter of time. Then you need to understand that without people, there won't be success. Without people, nobody achieves success in isolation. You need to understand that you need collaborations, you need partnerships, you need co-owning to be able to achieve your success. So after this meeting, I think you need to learn how to manage with your people better, the people that God has given to you to work with you in this business. Then you need to manage change. Remember, like I said, change will come. You can't do anything about it. It's inevitable. You need to develop capacity to manage change when it comes. If not, change will change you and it might be negative for you. Okay, now you need to manage failure. Like I said, remember what I define failure to be. Failure is actually a new environment that you're not aware of. And it's not telling you now, okay, I just want to tell you that I'm here. And what happens to you when you meet that is either you learn or you earn. And what did I say about adversity? Adversity is that ability to overcome the worst state of your life. It takes emotion to do that. And finally, like I said, the lifetime perspective, the longer the time, the better the planning, then the journey of patience sets in, and you're going to arrive there. So I believe with these little words of mine tonight, I believe every one of us is going to go back to this business. If you think this is for you, this business is for you, then go and redefine, frame this business in this words tonight. And I can tell you, we are going to get to the top. It doesn't matter what is happening now. Thank you for listening to me tonight. And I believe this has done a great deal to us tonight. Thank you. Mr. Mike, I think you can take over from me here.
Yeah. Thank you, 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 thank you very much, sir. I don't know where the words tonight hit you. I don't know what part of your heart these words hit tonight. But you see, wow, thank you so very much, sir. This is one of the values you get in the Imperial Global House. When we meet here on every Wednesday, you don't want to miss this meeting for anything if you are in this team. You don't want to miss Wednesday Leadership University for anything. I like to repeat that. I like to emphasize that again and again and again. But you see, tonight is going to be a bit different. Usually, when we have our meetings like this, we like to take comments and let people put their voice in the room. But we are not going to do that tonight. The good book says, to everything under the sun, there is a time and there is a season. Tonight calls for deep reflections. I like all of us to go home, pick up your pen and paper, and start telling yourself, I think I am starting all over again. You want to tell yourself, what are those things that have been holding me back? Put pen on paper and begin to remap, begin to remap, begin to redraw. And I tell you, if you ask me, I think we've had it tonight. And I just want us to go home. I just want us to go home, go and reflect on everything you've had tonight.